Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday final round here with the MTG Paper Legacy Discord. My name is Chaotic Bear. I've got Cathor joining me here in the booth. How's it going, Cathor?
Great so far, thanks. It's a little bit later in the evening here in Germany, but I'm looking forward to see some great Legacy.
Yeah, I mean you can stay up late for us, right? It's the weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have the Eternally Surprised here on y'all's left on Bug Depths, and then Tensai bringing a new deck and having success with a new deck here on Blue Red Delver. Eternally Surprised has mold down to 4 and Tensai is on 6. So that looks like where we're starting here. Do you have a favorite here, Cathor?
I think Depths has some game here because if he made the token, there are very few answers to a 2020. We have to look if Tensai is playing Brazen Burrower as one of his answers, but other than that, he can only jump block for a few turns. So I think it will be a real race.
Yeah, there's a little bit of help in the sideboard with stuff like Price of Progress and Blood Moon, but that's not gonna be a ton of answers there. So I agree there.
I mean, Wasteland is a great card in this matchup, so
Sure.
he has to rely on the power of Wasteland.
Yeah, we assume there's some number of needles. Oh, only 2 needles in the main deck there. So just a turn 1 Scalding Tarn go from Tensai on the play here.
Okay, I think he mulliganed down to 6.
Yeah. Tensai was on 6 and Eternally Surprised on 4. Although,
on 4?
yeah, if you have the right cards, then 4 is fine, I guess. But oof. Just a bog target you hit nothing, I guess.
Okay, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, these are not ideal starts from either player for sure.
I mean, being on the draw, going down to 4 is like going down to 5 a little bit, but I mean, this might be a really interesting game 1, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, Bojuka Bog makes mana, I guess, is backup here, but you're right. I mean, there's no tempo to fall behind here since Tensai didn't have a turn 1 play. It looks like maybe even end of turn Brainstorm just to find something.
I mean, some people say the best Brainstorm is the Brainstorm you never cast, so if people are playing Brainstorm end of turn 1 without the fetch land, that just means they are looking for something really quickly.
Yeah, and I guess it could also be that Tensai has a turn 2 play and is just trying to be efficient here, but I mean, if both players mulligan, then it's also certainly possible that there's not a lot of action going on. Found a Valk. No fetch land, though, so those Brainstorm cards will stay there.
Okay. Setting up a Delver is also a great reason to...
Yeah.
And noticeably, he did not play fetch land, so he is kind of Brainstorm locked.
Yeah, although that means that he can flip the Delver pretty easily there, which is nice. Assuming he left an instant or sorcery on top for the Brainstorm. Duress. Spell Pierce back? Alright, there's Spell Pierce. Can't imagine that's going to get paid for.
Nice, not with only those few cards in hand.
No, exactly. Although if he had played the Wasteland first, I guess he could have paid with Wasteland and Lotus Petal, but I'm not sure if I would bother.
It's interesting because firing off the Wasteland right away means he's quite a few turns away from making a token, and at this point you might want to keep your Wasteland to remove opposing Wastelands or other threats. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible you catch Tensai without a second land and cut him off of stuff like Young Pyromancer or Sprite Dragon, but
I think he's not playing any Sprite Dragons in his list. I have to.
That is true. Okay, he has gone with the whale instead of some of the other threats. The blue red decks seem like they're in blue red Delver seems like it's in a little bit of flux after losing Dreadhorde Arcanist.
I've seen a lot of lists playing the 4th Sprite Dragon. No Brazen Borrowers, some amount of Pyromancers, so there's a lot of flux there between going wide and going tall.
Yeah, I have a play Sprite Dragon in my blue-red list, and it works great there, but I think here Tensai it's not going to matter for him very much. 3 Stifles in the main deck there. Also, I didn't even think about that when we were talking about pregame, but Stifle on the Thespian stage will also buy him a turn here or there.
That's true. Unfortunately, Stifle cannot deny the trigger.
Yeah.
On.
Oh. Yeah. You couldn't. It'll save you a turn for the Thespian stage because it'll be tapped, but you're right. It won't. You can't hit the Dark Depths with it, unfortunately. Is that Forked Bolt just going into the face? Yeah.
Okay, Tensai building up the pressure here, and Eternally Surprised still not finding any lands or any action. Okay. There's a gemstone mine?
Alright. Yeah, still haven't found either combo piece here on a mold to 4, so this game is not looking great for him.
You're welcome.
Well, actually, there's the Dark Depths. Well, maybe not.
And he tried to play the second land for turn.
Yeah, no exploration in play on that side there. 4-turn clock here, and it's going to be 1 turn shorter if Tensai has even 1 lightning bolt, or another threat here like Young Pyro. Oh, speaking of the whale, Ethereal Forager is a card that we haven't seen a ton of on stream here.
So he exiles the Brainstorm, the Bolt, the Fog Bolt, and noticeably he has 2 flying blockers.
Yeah. And I mean, Eternally Surprised isn't just not. Oh, Hexmage will do it. I was thinking he didn't have time to make a 2020, but he could still definitely just lose here.
I mean, if he attacks,
if there's a bolt in hand,
yeah,
the Forked Bolt is in exile. He can just get that back.
The Fog Bolt deals 2 damage, so even if he attacks, he gets him down to 6.
Yeah, I guess you can't swing with both, or you just die on the crackback. But I still think he could decline to attack this turn and just swing in for 3 the following if he has enough burn to finish the job. We'll see. I think that was the last turn that Eternally Surprised had to make that 2020, though.
Yes, definitely. 100% agree on this point. I mean, at least he has 2 blockers to buy some turns. And on the crackback, he might be able to still swing for 3, bolt. So this game is far from over, I guess.
Yeah, he's going to have to deploy another threat here to the board in order to get there.
It seems to me Tensai had some connection issues, so the players are figuring it out right now. By the way, did they use the crab tokens, the rock paper scissor tokens? Because I see something on the left side on Eternally Surprised board.
Yeah, one of these. Yeah, I think that there's a rock lobster over there as well. I've got a stack of those at my desk as well.
What? Why do you have them lying around? Give me a second. So.
Oh, do you have yours? Do you have yours as well?
So right over here.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Tensai, 3 cards in hand there. Let's see, the whale, he gets the card back on. It's an attack trigger, not a it's not a damage trigger.
So the Spell Pierce is a dead card. The Brainstorm might help a little bit, but still attacking with the whale right now is just setting in.
Yeah, that feels awful. Although, if you don't have the burn in your hand, I might be tempted just
to pass.
Yeah. I feel like you have to either pass here or attack and Brainstorm. If you can find enough burn to close the door, I could see attacking with that one off the Brainstorm. Oh, he had a Chain Lightning in hand. So that'll change the math significantly here. Yeah, now Eternally Surprised can't attack, really. Or he'll force him to have the bolt in hand, I guess. 1 damage short for the Forked Bolt.
Oh, he can give protection from blue, I guess.
Oh, certainly, yeah. Sejiri Step is a real card. Throw the Delver in front. I wonder if Tensai is keeping the whale back so he can get that Forked Bolt back specifically. Although it's still one short. Real Milkman, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow.
So what might be happening right now is that Eternally could have a stifle.
How did he get back? Did he exile a bolt earlier somehow? How did he get that bolt back? I thought it was a.
Oh, I think he cast a Brainstorm.
Oh, he cast Brainstorm into that bolt there. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was the other option I was thinking is if he got the Brainstorm back, he might be able to find enough burn to dig himself out for 1 turn, and it looks like he did find it.
Yes.
That was down to the wire for sure. So players are going to head into sideboarding here. The Eternally Surprised has 3 Flusters, a Pithing Needle, 2 Surgicals, 3 Sylvan Safekeepers, 2 Abrupt Decay, 2 Force of Vigor, and 2 Leyline of the Void. What would you like to bring in here if you're facing up against Blue-Red Delver?
Okay, I was just surprised that the forward returns the Brainstorm to his hand, but he didn't tap the island. But I think that's why we didn't get the point. So what would I get from the sideboard? Let me take a look. I
mean, Pithing Needle.
Needle.
Yeah, Pithing Needle seems like an auto-include there. Do you bring in the Safekeepers against opposing Wastelands, or are you super worried about it? Or, I'm sorry, not against opposing Wastelands. I'm sorry, that would be a Sword Splashers. Wrong card.
I think the Flusterstorm might be a card to take into account here.
Oh, HC Fox in the chat is helping us out a little bit. He drew the bolt off the top of that turn and then returned the Brainstorm to his hand. So
okay.
So didn't even need to follow my line, I guess. He just had all these.
Okay, so while we were talking
about scissors, lobsters, or scissors, lizards.
The important things in life.
Yeah.
So Pithing Needle, 100%. Maybe the Flusterstorm, because this is lands are a resource in this game.
Yeah, maybe. Although Flusterstorm doesn't have a lot of super juicy targets, I think at best it's going to be a healing salve most of the time against a lightning bolt or something. I guess you're not relying on your spells resolving a ton. But we'll see. I mean, the Eternally Surprised is playing in the finals, and I'm commentating, so we'll see. Tensai has a lot of 1s and 2s. Blazing Volley, a Flusterstorm of his own, 2 Pyro, 1 Red Blast, 2 Soul Guide Lanterns, 2 Surgicals, 2 Abrades, a Null Rod, a Price of Progress, a Pyroclasm, a Blood Moon.
So Surgical seems to be one of the picks I would make. Like Wastelanding, the Dark Depths, Surgicaling in new spawns. It's always a great choice. Blood Moon, I mean, it's a pick, but it takes a few turns until you get it online. So, like, if you are on the draw, that's like giving 3 turns to Eternally to deploy this, to make the token.
Yeah, that could be a little slow. I really love Price of Progress. I'm surprised to only see 1 there because I love that card in Blue-Red Delver. It might be a little greedy for me, but you get 4 to 6 damage off it pretty easily in a lot of matches.
Yes, but like with in this matchup, the depth stacks usually don't have that many lands, I think, because if you sacrifice 2 of your lands, you should have to do it in response to the token. So
yeah, I think a lot of times it still is good enough to be a Lava Axe on average, but
okay,
we'll see
I think you're right. Like if you time it right and you get the pressure early on, it can be those last few points of burn that you need.
Yeah, so player's going to shuffle up here. But yeah, I think that neither player has a ton in the sideboard. I know sometimes the Delver decks will play like a 1-0 Vapor Snag or something that would be great here, but I don't see any in this list today.
We just got some message from our spotter that Eternally try to play 1 days. This is the reason why. Okay.
And we see that price of progress on the board in. That's a strange hand from Tensai. I mean, Delver. I guess you keep a Delver hand.
You have Delver, Wasteland, and a Force, so I think this hand is pretty solid.
Yeah, you're. I guess Eternally Surprised doesn't play a lot of removal for that Delver, but it's one of those hands where if you were leaning on the Delver, if it gets exploded, then you're just stuck for a while. But maybe not a worry in this matchup.
So the thing is, does Tensai lead with a Delver now or with a Wasteland? Because if he plays,
Get him.
If he plays Urwok and the Mage, he cannot take care of the token anymore.
Mana Confluence.
The new on the box was it buy a box poor move for the last set?
Yeah, thank goodness for our table spotter here. Thanks, Lone Digger, who I would not have recognized that card without your help. I was going to say Ancient Ziggurat, actually.
No, I've seen this card for the buy a box promo recently, but
gotcha. I saw Lone Digger, who's spotting for us and also hanging out in the chat a little bit, saying that his Merit Light token is a Tentacruel, which I appreciate. That's cute.
So we have a Thespian Sage that tells us there is also the Dark Depths in his hands, and maybe also the Hexmage.
Yeah, if he hadn't wasted that Urborg, then he could have gone off a turn earlier there. But we'll need one more land or one more mana source or a Hexmage, like you said. Urta, that we just started game 2. Tensai took game 1. It was very close. Came down to a top deck Lightning Bolt. Spoiler alert for anyone who's watching and isn't looking at the 0-1 in the middle of your screen, though.
So no luck flip in the Delver. So this is a common theme. Like for Delver being the best deck in the format, Delver usually flips on its own. That's what I.
Yeah, I mean the high and low on that. There's the Dark Depths you were talking about. For a deck that's basically half cards that will flip it, it's always surprising to see it whiff like that.
I've played a few rounds this week against Delver, and yeah, I guess there will be a brainstorm now to guarantee a flip Delver.
Yeah. See if he reveals a price of progress to his Delver next turn.
What do you think about making the token in response here?
I guess if you're worried about him finding Stifle off the top, then go for it. I think exactly Brazen Bar was the only card in Blue-Red Delver that will punish you for doing it now, right?
Yes, and I think there are like a few more cards that prevent you from making the token or help if he tries to wait a little longer. So this just tells me that Eternally most likely does not have the protection in his hand.
Yeah, he also doesn't have the mana though, because he can't tap the Dark Depths. He needs one more mana source to go off here, or a Vampire Hexmage.
That's true, but
Real Milkman here pointing that out. Yeah, we had wonder.
I was in my mind.
There's the price
still
of progress.
Thinking, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
There's the Urborg.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last turn about the being short a mana source or a Hexmage. But
yeah, so no Elvish Spirit Guide in hand yet.
Please no Archmage Charm. I tried running that card when it came out, and it did not work for me. Swing for 3 though.
Okay.
Tried to steal a D&T player's Ether Vial, and he flickered it with a Flicker Wisp and really showed me.
Oh, I tried playing Archmage's Charm in Miracles, and one of the most successful German Miracles players, it's not Tom Hebb, Mark Vogt, he says that he really likes the card because it's guaranteed card advantage.
Yeah, that's what I was playing Miracles at the time as well. Look at these APAC basics over here from Tensai. So pretty. So
I really like how clean Tensai is with like his playing style, keeping his hand on the battlefield, drawing very visually. So that's something that you have to admire when he's playing.
Yeah, and I also definitely appreciate that. Like the actions are always very clear, even if we're having audio issues or something. You can definitely tell physically what he's doing.
So we know he has this Price of Progress in hand, and there are 4 non-basics. So maybe I have to eat my words right now, because he might be keeping them. That's 8 damage right there.
Yeah. Although, like you said, it'll depend on the timing now, because if he tries to fire it off now, Eternally Surprised can ditch 2 of his lands to prevent some damage pretty easily. But EOT do it, maybe? Are we doing it now and going to take 8
if
in
he has a
response?
bolt in hand, he's just dead.
Yeah, there's Price of Progress.
Yep.
8. Do
we
you like
see
the
the
old
lightning
2
bolt?
for 8 here?
Oh,
There's the,
you call it.
yep. And there's the hand of stuff that doesn't matter.
Stifle and double Flusterstorm.
Oh my goodness, that was stacked.
That was blazingly fast.
Yeah, if he had any blue mana there, oof. Well, this is our feature match for the final round. Since we had 6 rounds today and we didn't have 64 players, it does mean we're going to have to wait for this round to finish to see how Breakers shake out. So Tensai might not actually be the overall winner here on Breakers, but when you have this many people with who are in the running, there's not always a clean cut.
So if Curious wins the round right now, he's even winning on non-breakers, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
So
yeah,
if we he has 13 points, and then we have 3 more players on 12 points. So this is quite a ways. 4 more players on 12 points.
I love HC Fox in chat that the price of progress was too high. But as players are showing us off their sideboarding here, don't forget we have our bi-weekly tournament tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning US, tomorrow late morning, I guess, Europe time. What is it 10 a.m. GMT?
It's 10 a.m. GMT, so we are not on daylight saving times yet. So this will start in exactly 1 week, on the 28th of March. So we will not be affected by the US time zone daylight saving times. So if you're on the US, this time you have to convert to GMT still, and
yeah, it happens twice a year, and we do the best we can with it. But yeah, join us on our Discord for sure. If you aren't available to play in our weekend events, we have monthly leagues as well. We have plenty of pickup games, buy sell trade, theory craft, deck discussion, just all sorts of stuff. It's a fun place to hang out, even if you aren't able to play in the events.
So Nitch, you are more than welcome to play tomorrow, and probably we will only be playing 5 rounds, so it's only 6 a.m. for you.
Yeah.
So that's not as bad.
Yeah. If you'd like to play tomorrow, you're welcome to. We take, for our season invitational, we do take the high results for each weekend. So if you play both events, you get to pick your best. So you are welcome to join us here. But I think that does it for us. Everyone, make sure and check out our Discord. We got a link there in the chat. Cathor, any closing thoughts?
I don't know. Don't spend all of your money on those nice old bordered cards that we all
oh god. Okay,
right now.
well,
So.
okay. You're a little bit late for me on that. But thanks. I appreciate the advice.
Okay. Like you have to use your stimulus check somewhere, I guess. So
yeah, I've been planning for this set for a little while though, so it's fine.
Okay. Right now I'm only saving for 2 cards, the Spyglass and the Manifold Key. So I got off pretty cheap.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Loam is very hungry right now. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, I'm Katic Bear here with Cathor, and we wish all of you all a happy Saturday. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Have a good night.